Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyana. Om Pārthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaṃ Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayinim Ambatva manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. Oh, O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Paartha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudevasya devam kansachanuramardanam devaki paramanandam Krishnam vande jagadgurum. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, 18th Adhyay. And we have just now completed reading of the last verse of Arjuna, last speech of Arjuna. In this, the entire dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. This Bhagavad Gita has been Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade. This has been a dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna all through. Sri Krishna telling something to Arjuna, teaching something to Arjuna, and then Arjuna raising doubts. How is this? How is that? Please clarify. And Sri Krishna, with all the grace, with all the compassion, wiping out all these doubts from the mind of his beloved disciple, wiping out all the confusions from that confused mind of his beloved child. This dialogue has taken us from 2nd Adhyay till the 73rd verse of the 72nd verse, in fact, of Sri Krishna's last utterance in Bhagavad Gita. And then when Sri Krishna asked Arjuna, Ki Baba, have you understood anything what I have told? Have you grasped my teachings? Has it made any impact on the way you have been thinking at the end of first chapter? At the end of first Adhyay, you were in such a bad situation. You were in doldrums. You were a gone case. So much dejected, so much frustrated, so much despondent. Have my teachings brought anything good for you? Have they made any impact on you? Have my teachings helped you in destroying the delusion, destroying the confusion, destroying the ignorance that had brought upon you, that had come upon you? Has my teaching helped you in any way, O my dear child? To that, Arjuna very strongly replied. Now, Arjuna is a different man in this 73rd shloka that we read. With full confidence, with full knowledge, with full devotion to the Lord, Arjuna says that the nashto moha smrutir labdhva tvat prasadan maya achyuta. O Achyuta, with your grace, all the delusion is wiped out. Nashta moha, all the delusion is destroyed, cut asunder, cut to pieces and thrown out. And smrutir labdhva, I have regained my memory. I have regained the memory of who I am. Regaining the memory of where from I have come. Regaining the memory of what I am supposed to do. Regaining the memory of how I am going to do. With all your teachings, with all your grace, with all your blessings, this entire memory has come back to me, O Achyuta. And Sthitosmi gata sandeha. Gata sandeha. Now all the doubts have gone. And sthitosmi. Now I am sthita. Now I am dhrida. Now I am firm. Now I am a man with conviction. I am determined now. And now I will do only that what you have told me. Karishye vachanam tava. Now there is absolutely no doubt in the mind of Arjuna. Arjuna is so clear. The entire picture is clear now. All this reality, the picture, what is the real thing that was hidden under that veil of delusion, under the veil of ignorance, that parda is gone. That the covering on that real picture is totally taken off. That covering of ignorance, covering of delusion has been taken off. The picture is crystal clear to Arjuna. And therefore, with all that confidence, with all that clarity, Arjuna says, Smrutir labdva, maya smrutir labdva. I have regained the memory. I have now memory of what? Memory of not just happening today or yesterday or a few days back. Memory of this entire life that he has spent on this earth. Memory of this entire being, how it got originated. Memory of what his duties are in this birth. Memory of what he has done. All those memories. Memory is a word not pertaining to a few days or few months or few years. The entire memory from the beginning. And all those doubts, delusions, those dark patches, those hidden patches, everything is wiped out. So crystal clear now. Arjuna knows who I am. And that with full conviction, Arjuna has told Sri Krishna that yes, now I know everything thanks to your teachings which you have taught me with your wonderful grace. With your grace I have now realized. I had forgotten the whole thing. That veil of delusion, it had curtained my sense of reality. Now that curtain is blown away with your grace, with your teachings. So that was the strong and reply that Arjuna gave with full conviction, with full steadfastness, with full understanding, with full knowledge, and with full devotion. If there is no devotion, Arjuna would not have said Tvat prasadena, with your grace. So Arjuna has got this knowledge. Arjuna has got this devotion. That Arjuna realizes that through the grace of the Lord, this has happened. And now Arjuna is also going to work out the karma that is allotted to him. By way of, he's telling Sri Krishna that now I'm going to do whatever you have told me. Karishye vachanam tava. Now that kind of surrender, the state of surrender, Arjuna has surrendered now to Sri Krishna. Whatever Sri Krishna says, Arjuna has understood, and whatever Sri Krishna has said, Arjuna is going to do. Now, with that particular utterance of Arjuna, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade, gets completed in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Now, that veil of ignorance has blown away. Like in the example that Sri Ramakrishna gave, the tail of the tadpole is cut now. Now the tadpole has got Brahmajnana. The tail of ignorance is destroyed. Now the tadpole can live in water as well as in world. Till the time that ignorance was there, he had to live only in the world, seeking those sensual pleasures and getting the pains instead in return. So that was the life that tadpole was suffering all along. The tail of ignorance being cut off, being cut asunder, the knowledge having dawned by his grace. Tvat prasada. By his grace, the knowledge having dawned, the ignorance having wiped out. Now the frog knows, I can, if it is my will, if I have to live in the land, I will live on the land. If I have to live in water, I will live in water. So what? I can live in the world. I can live in the bliss of Brahman. That is up to me now. That is what Sri Ramakrishna says. Once the ignorance is destroyed, and Arjuna has reached that stage. So with that, Arjuna reaching the stage of becoming a frog, now he has to do only, and having committed that I will do only what you have told me to do. What you have taught me to do, I will go, I will leave my life to what you have told me, to your word, to the core. That was Arjuna's last utterance in the Bhagavad Gita. And now from today, that we are going to read for the next few days, the verses 74 to 78, these are utterances of Sanjaya. Now remember, Sanjaya is Dhritarashtra's charioteer. Sanjaya, a very noble soul. Only because of his nobility, Sanjaya has that sattva guna. Although a mix of sattva, rajas, tamas, sattva is dominant in Sanjaya. Not like tamas of Dhritarashtra. Sanjaya is dominated with sattva guna. And therefore, he got that divya drishti to see first hand, second hand in fact. Listen to Sri Krishna's advice second hand. Sri Krishna gave his teachings to Arjuna first hand on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. But sitting there in the palace of Hastinapur, Sanjay is seeing everything what is happening there on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And he has heard this entire dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Now, what is Sanjay's interpretation? Arjuna says he has got back his entire memory. Now, what effect this Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade has brought on to Sanjaya? Let us see that. Now, Sanjaya uvāca. Ityahaṃ vāsudevasya pārthasya mahātmanaḥ saṃvādamimamaśrauṣam adbhutaṃ romaharṣaṇam. See that impact on Sanjaya also, what Sri Krishna has taught on Arjuna. Of course, Arjuna getting that enlightenment, nothing extraordinary about it. It was one-to-one discussion between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Sri Krishna telling, Arjuna raising doubts, Sri Krishna clearing those doubts, and point by point, yoga by yoga, Sri Krishna explaining everything to Arjuna to remove that delusion which had befallen on him. Destroying that curtain of ignorance that had hidden his intellect, that had hidden his smriti, his memory of who he was, what he was supposed to do, why he had come, from where he had come, all that smriti he had lost because of that delusion. So Sri Krishna saw to it that that veil is gone. No more that curtain, no more hiding the real memory of Arjuna of who he is. Now, if that is what has happened to Arjuna, now Sanjay is telling what effect this dialogue between Arjuna and Sri Krishna Samvade, what effect, what way this dialogue has affected on him personally. So Sanjay uvāca, ityahaṃ vāsudevasya pārthasya cha mahātmanaḥ. Now says Sanjay is elevating Arjuna to the state of Mahatman. Sanjay says, thus have I heard ityahaṃ mahātmanaḥ. Thus I have heard, thus I have listened to the dialogue between Vaasudevasya pārthasya cha mahātmanam, between the Vasudeva and the high-souled, the great Mahatman Paartha. Vasudeva is of course incarnate, the Lord himself. That Sanjay has no doubt about it. But at the end of this discourse, now Sanjay feels that even Paartha is a Mahatman. Because Paartha is capable of understanding what the Lord has taught him first hand. Partha has understood, Partha has got the essence of the Lord's teachings. Therefore, Sanjaya feels even Partha is Mahatman. And therefore, Sanjaya says, ityahaṃ saṃvādamimamaśrauṣam. This dialogue that I have heard, the dialogue between Vaasudeva, son of Vasudeva, that great Lord Vasudeva, and the Mahatma Arjuna, this dialogue that I have heard, now what way it has impacted Sanjaya as a person. Sanjaya says, this adbhutaṃ saṃvādam, this wonderful dialogue, this out of the world dialogue that I have heard between Sri Krishna and Mahatma Arjuna, romaharṣaṇam, has caused my hair to stand on end. That much delight, that much excitement, that much enlightenment, even Sanjaya, that ordinary chauffeur, that ordinary charioteer of Dhritarashtra, he has attained so much of enlightenment out of this dialogue taking place at some third place. The dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna. Now this romaharṣaṇa, the horripilation, hair standing on the end, it can happen only in the few emotional states. When we are extremely in fright, or we are extremely delighted. We are at the stage of that enlightenment, of that illumination. And when Sanjaya says he has got into that state where the hair is standing on the end, here in this dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, definitely that horripilation, that hair standing on the end, is not because of fright. That is not because of any other kind of emotional boost. It is because of enlightenment, because he is referring to that wonderful dialogue between Vasudeva and Mahatma Arjuna. It is not an ordinary dialogue. It is a adbhuta samvada. It is out of the world samvada. It is no ordinary hi, hello, how are you doing? I am fine, thank you. It is not that dialogue. This dialogue has a great depth. This dialogue, listening to this dialogue, has a great impact on the mind of the listener. If the listener is listening to it with rapt attention. What the question that Sri Krishna had asked Arjuna, have you listened to my teachings with rapt attention? Ekekra cetasa. If that is the thing, this impact of romaharṣaṇa will definitely happen will be experienced by the listener of that wonderful dialogue. Now, this dialogue, for that, interestingly, Sanjaya has heard this dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna and narrated also that dialogue to Dhritarashtra. But while Sanjaya says, I am getting horripilation, my hair is standing on end, listening to this wonderful dialogue between Sri Krishna and Mahatma Arjuna. That same teaching Dhritarashtra also has heard, but there is no impact on Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra as it is, there is no change in Dhritarashtra. But Sanjaya can experience that change. Sanjaya has got that enlightenment. And by mentioning Sanjaya as Mahatman, the Arjuna as Mahatman, Sanjaya has told Dhritarashtra in a way that your sons who are so inclined to wage war against Pandavas, they have no safety. They have no standing in front of this Mahatman, who is now all charged up, who has got all the knowledge, who knows what is to be done. So that is why Sri Krishna makes it plain that Arjuna and his comrades, all these people fighting for the Pandava army, they have that noble caliber, they have that righteousness filled into them, not like the sons of Dhritarashtra, who are epitome of unrighteousness. Now, Sanjay is also grateful. Sanjay is grateful to Arjuna, Krishna, and Arjuna. But Sanjay doesn't forget that how much he owes to Veda Vyasa, because Veda Vyasa has given him that Divya Drishti, because of which Sanjay could actually see what is happening there, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, as if he is standing there sitting next to Arjuna and listening to Sri Krishna's words of wisdom, Sri Krishna's words of empathy, Sri Krishna's words of the true way of living in this love, in this world. So that now Sanjay also is going to it is kind of a now thanksgiving. It is a thanksgiving for Sanjaya, that yes, he is so much enlightened, he's so much obliged now, he's so much obliged to all that has happened suddenly out of blue. Otherwise, where was Sanjay? Where was Krishna and Arjuna? Hmm? The war was going to just start, and suddenly Sanjay got this Divya Drishti, and he could, when Dhritarashtra asked him, with that Divya Drishti Sanjay had got, Dhritarashtra asked him, just tell me what is happening on this, on that Dharma Kshetri, Kurukshetra. And Sanjay started narrating the whole happening over there. So the Sanjay now is in the thanksgiving mode. First of all, he has acknowledged the worth of this dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna, that he also has got enlightenment. He also has got that illumination, not only just Arjuna, Sanjay also. And he has, in fact, accepted. He has told that my hair is standing on the end, listening to this wonderful dialogue between Vasudeva and Mahatma Paartha. So that was 74th shloka of our reading today, and just another four more verses to go through, and we end up studying this wonderful discourse, this song celestial. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ramakrishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.